Hi guys, welcome to a new video. I'm Makros and today we'll be doing a replay review on a 1 versus 1 bookash game between Makros, a top 30 OKW player, and Zero, a top 100 USF player. So let's jump right in game and we shall begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. So Zero is playing on the southwest side of the bookash map, while Makros is playing on the northeast as Panzer Elite, as OKW, sorry. Actually, this is my first English video in a very long time. I actually wanted to really go back to doing this type of videos. I've been recently covering COH2 in Italian, because since it's based in the Mediterranean theater, I'd really like to showcase that as much as possible. Nonetheless, I still want to keep producing content in English as well as Italian, especially because I've been doing most of my work in English on COH2.org, so that's the reason. So a two-directional start from Zero, who's actually covering his cutoff in order to preserve his fuel point, while on the other side Makros is doing the same. He went for a double Volksgrenadier start. He's closing it with barbed wire and he's immediately calling a truck, so we can guess he wants to get a vehicle as soon as possible. On the other side, Zero has built just one rifleman and then he went directly to Pathfinders, so pretty unconventional starts from both players compared to the usual rifleman meta, which is good. It's very interesting. Right now we could say that Zero is planning to do quite a push on the left side and then get the fuel point of Makros, while on the other side Zero will try to hold this sector right here. I don't think Makros has any clue that he's going to push on the other side. Yeah, he hasn't spotted anything yet. Pretty good use from both players of tank traps and barbed wire and sandbags so far. That's like good from them. They are like, especially Zero is a very seasoned player. I saw him like since the beginning of COH2 basically. And he's of course a US player. So right now he will Zero will probably be first to push. Yes, he is. So there's a commander pick, the Elite Armor Doctrine. Let's focus on that for a second. So what you get from that, from the doctrine, is the SDKFZ 221, which is very good and solid anti-infantry tool, capable of spotting snipers. Well, of course, there are no snipers in the USF army, but it's also good because it can be upgraded for a quite good amount of resources, and then it can be put on a place and work pretty much like the Panzer Elite scout car, where it could actually settle down on a sector and improve the resource income. On the other side, there's an airborne pick from Zero, so he will probably have tools to deal with the infantry, and maybe he could use the Paradrop M1 to do like an early counter to that, to the scout car. Let's see how it goes. Right now, we could say it's pretty even for both players. So scout car is probably going to be the dominant vehicle right now, since the single rifleman squad can do pretty much nothing against that. So Zero is immediately going forward and capping the fuel point. Same from Makros, so they are basically doing that at the same time. This territory is probably not going to cut him off. Yeah, it isn't. So right now there's not much Zero can do, and Makros has a pretty solid start, if you ask me. So 3 Volks and the scout car, that's pretty good. He should be able to win this trade pretty easily. So how is Zero answering? He just got captain and getting the LMG. Getting his tier 2 up allows him to get the M115mm or even the M15A1 out truck, which is quite good against light vehicles, but maybe getting the lieutenant would have allowed him to get like a quicker anti-vehicle weapon to stop the scout car. So he has to retreat from here. I don't know why he's holding that long. He's risking to the squad. Okay, thankfully he didn't. There's a pretty massive retreat. So, oh, he went for both of them. So both lieutenant and captain. So he should be able to have like stronger enough squads to get back and take back the control of those resource points. He hasn't really been able to reply on like Makros movement on the south side, getting the fuel point, but the captain lieutenant combo, they are like very powerful against infantry. There's pretty much nothing able to stop that right now, so he should be able to push pretty far into the enemy territory, and if, yeah, he has to retreat basically. Okay, so he forced a retreat here from a boss squad. Right now, victory point wise, it's pretty even though Makros is able to get like 3. Oh wow, mine exploded. He is going to get like he's going to triple cap for a millisecond. Yeah, 0. But the situation is pretty even. We got a tier 1 here with an FUG 12 radio set for like the 221, which just got upgraded, and he got healing and the mechanized battle group support, so you can actually get the infantry half track. I'm wondering what he's planning to do. I doubt he's gonna get the infrared in 1 versus 1, but even the flak half track, it feels like a bit redundant if you ask me, considering the kind of army Zero was able to field. I mean, the scout car is already pretty good against infantry, so maybe I would have like chosen a different path. On the other side, Zero is really starting to consolidate his territories, and he's getting an HMG, which should be like able to allow him to hold those territories without having to like suffer as much as he's doing right now. This captain should be very careful. The smoke is pretty good since it works as a side blocker, so he should have used attack run maybe here. First him away. Oh, he has to retreat this squad or he risks to lose it. Oh, it may go down, but it's not. Oh, those riflemen just got that one and were able to throw anything grenade, which is like, it's not a bad move, but I wouldn't really use those munitions if you know you cannot really follow up with something like more concrete in terms of like killing that vehicle. While on the other side, putting out all this damage. Oh my god, that's a GG. That's a bit like not a very like gentleman move when you call out GG to your opponent. It should pretty much be your opponent calling out GG if he wants to surrender. So let's see how the game ends up. Army-wise, I think the Zero has been pretty good at managing his army in terms of like not losing any squads, but so far he has like doubled the squads of his opponent, and he should basically try to avoid fighting and outmaneuver him, take advantage of the higher amount of squads to actually outcap his opponent. For example, like sending this HMG unsupported, I would have probably sent my a squad forward and then the HMG capping behind. Pathfinders have to retreat. Just bomb bazooka, it's not a bad move, but like seeing, oh wow, that's so much HP or armor. I would actually, as Devan taught me, right now meta is like using rear echelons and get the bazookas on them. Like double bazooka works much better, and is pretty good to like try to do this combo and kill down those light vehicles. So I'm guessing that there's a meaning for saving so much manpower. Maybe Makros doesn't really want to push too heavy on that, and maybe rely on his tier 4 for Oversoldaten. So right now these vehicles are pretty safe, both of them, and Makros should be able to get back his point. Charging those Volksgrenadiers is a bit risky if they change focus, but he decided to retreat. Okay, and use this. So the projectiles of the flak abstract, they tend to be influenced by hate, and right now if you look at here, this is like not completely plain but almost plain, but you could see that some of the shots were like blocked here. So getting this AT gun should allow him to like pose bigger threat to that flak abstract. Oh wow, he's risking to lose it if he doesn't retreat in time. Oh my god, almost got it. On the other side, the HMG was forced away. So it seems like Makros is being able to punish Zero despite having much lower infantry troops and save on his manpower. So he just got getting his tier 4 up, or like the Schreiber Panzer Headquarters, and he just placed the his command car, how it's called now. So what I would do if I was him would be like, yeah, exactly, pumping out those Obersoldaten and get them some LHMGs, which should actually allow him to have the upper end in infantry engagements, and then after that go for either a P4 or a Panther based on what's the threat there. It shouldn't take long for Zero to actually use that infantry to like good effect. Oh my god, he may go down. Okay, no, he didn't. Okay, so right now I would say that the northern side is pretty like impossible to capture. So Zero should actually focus on getting and consolidating his sectors on the in the south, and then moving from there. He lost quite a lot of VPs, so it's actually like not the perfect situation, because you are down on pretty much half HP, half VPs. So he has to be careful on like managing them while he enters into the mid game. Mid game I still believe Makros has the advantage since he has like his late game infantry. But overall, if you look at the army composition, Zero has a more balanced army. For example, Makros doesn't really have any AT weapon, and now that the Steward is entering the field, doesn't really have anything to stop that. Zero should just be careful about like moving his AT gun, which is also like half dead. He may even risks to lose it. Oh my god, yeah, he just lost it. On the other side, as I was saying, if there is no AT counter, then you just suffer from that. He's gonna lose this, and he may even lose the scout car, or maybe not the scout car. Oh my god, he went on a mine, but at the same time, while the sword hit it. So okay, this is risky. The cooldown on those Fausts is not big, so he should be able to kill the Steward. At this point, I would just say that the best thing, if you cannot force a retreat, but he is going to force a retreat, or he risks to lose the squad. Yeah, he risks to lose the squad. He's gonna lose the squad, pretty much. Oh, that was a bold move from him. He should have let him go instead of losing the Volksgrenadier squad. He still has the majority of VPs, but he lost the Volksgrenadier squad and the flak half-track, and now he has like his army is like it's not suited for fighting in this situation, and now he has to actually defend this his tier 4, and he doesn't really have an HMG or an AT gun, which would have been really like good to support him. He's really using the airborne to help him getting all the stuff he needs. So now another AT gun should really give him all he needs to push him back. He now has a pretty much perfect combined army. With the HMG protecting, he should place the HMG though. The tank to protect on the sides, and then the AT guns to actually finish the tier 4. He's not going to be able to actually save it. There's a good flank from the Volksgrenadiers, but he's pretty much super unsafe right now. What I would do is maybe move my ambulance there. And now he's calling GG to Makros. Well, the game is not over, but he just lost the tier 4. Look at my rank. What means? Look at my rank. I don't play real. This is just like unnecessary, because I mean, if you actually are already that's fine. If you are playing a ranked game and you're top 30, why not just playing them in a serious way? So he still has, like, Makros still has a lot of resources. He could definitely come back if it wasn't for the fact that basically through half of his army, and now the game is pretty over. So I would say that the good use of combined arms from Zero allowed him to actually punish for the pretty risky move that Makros did. He decided to take up too quickly without actually having some more like units that really help you consolidate your advantage, and this proved not to be enough when it came down to dealing with like the Steward, which did a lot of very good job, and then dealing with those AT guns. Okay, so Zero actually lost the squad, so maybe game is not over yet, even though there is a third, like there's an airborne squad coming with 2 AT guns and basically 10, no actually 8 or 9 infantry squads. That's like, it's very hard to actually even just cap territories without risking to lose a squad. It just has like many more squads. Getting the LMG is a very good idea against those Storm Pioneers, and the Volksgrenadiers, since they are both like based on, they excel at mid to short range, so focusing on long range and playing the long range fight, it's like it's a good idea. I would say that maybe, oh no, the 2 Rocket Warfares are coming. Maybe this tank could go down if it doesn't pay attention, but he placed them a bit too close to each other, so now he risks to lose them. It doesn't have a Volksgrenadier squad to support it. That's very important. You can actually use the 2 Rocket Warfares usually in conjunctions with each other. I don't know what he's doing, or maybe he got anything like that. Okay, that's the best thing Zero could do actually. So 2 Rocket Warfares, you can cover pretty much, one covers the north side and the other one south. That would have been a good way to stop it, but this like combined troops blob is going to, like, it's going to be unstoppable. Let's be honest with each other. So we went for tier 2. I don't know why he decided to go that. Maybe to get the looks, but he placed it outside, so it's going to be a bit risky. And these Obersoldaten, they need to vet before being able to really stomp. It's going to be pretty hard to come back from this game. Yeah, I would say that Makros lost quite a bit of focus here, and he may end up really having to throw the towel. So getting an MG is a good move. He has to be careful, Zero, on that. It's a good move, but oh, that's mine. It's hard to come back from this situation. There's a veteran captain which is pretty efficient and pretty proficient at fighting. I don't know, maybe I would have tried to use my advantage in another way. It's clear that he didn't want to commit his fuel to like another vehicle, because he wanted to go the Storm Tiger, which against these combined arms would have been probably the best unit. Only problem is that he didn't have an HMG and at least a rocket werfer to actually help him holding the ground against the US forces mid game. And now it's pretty much impossible to come back. This rocket werfer, oh, okay, he's throwing the smoke, but maybe he could have just flanked it.
Be ready with that bazooka.
And we won't have to wait long before seeing Americans starting to pump out those Sherman tanks. But best thing Zero is doing is probably waiting till he knows what's the next big threat to face. Good move to get the BARs on pretty much every squad he's got, or even the LMG, because they are cheap squads in cover. They still deal a pretty good amount of damage. Oh, look at this guys running. They can't win. They are out of cover, but they're going to allow them betting and bet 5. Better not see them bet 5. So now Makros is trying to settle down a little bit and take back some of his territories. He now has some squads. Not sure they're going to be enough, but he has to try. The LMG paratroopers, they're going to annihilate MG. Yeah, they did. Don't take this one. With the storm pioneers. Okay. Even here, I mean, throwing a grenade, it's not a bad idea, but what's the point of doing that? Are you what are you trying to achieve? You could have already retreated. I would have understood it if you got you throw a grenade, you stun them, and then you get the MG, and then you run away. But this way, it's just throwing resources. And you have to retreat. Yeah, I think he already threw the towel. He's completely out of focus. And Zero has an immense army. That's just immense. Yeah, now we should go to get vehicles. It gets pretty hard to actually control your units when you get these many squads. So I can see why at some point you end up having troubles controlling them. They should retreat. What I would do is with these rear echelons, look at the damage they are doing. Okay, they are losing because they are still cheap squads that may die. Oh, be careful. Yeah, they lost them. But volley fire allowed them first the retreat. He's going to lose this one too against the 280 guns. I mean, it's hard to hold on. Oh, look at that. So all he did was for the King Tiger. Okay, so I don't think it's gonna be enough because his infantry is just too much. He has just too many infantry squads. I don't see how he could come back from this situation. He should build at least a couple more infantry squads to support his advance. Sending his unit totally unsupported. I don't know how much is gonna help him. Wondering if he knows. Well, now he knows. So maybe, yeah, exactly. He just switched. Good move from Zero. So he already has a lot of infantry. So there's no point in getting a Sherman. He did well getting another 80 weapon because he still has to stop the King Tiger. It's still a beefy vehicle to fight against. Oh, but careful on which side you offer. Sending it in alone and unsupported is a bit dangerous because these tanks are super strong, but if they get damaged engine, that's a problem. he needs to choose which unit he wants to attack. Okay. This micro is not going to be optimal. If he throws an anti-grenade, which he did, and the tank is below like 75% health points, then it's just getting damage. Okay, so he was able to actually decrew the squad. Then there's fake artillery. No, actually true artillery. Oh wow. And I think, yeah, he's doing well, not caring about that squad. All he has to do is taking down the King Tiger. Then he has enough infantry to deal with that. And yeah, the troops are going to finish the job there. So it's vision for his Jackson. Yeah, I think they should be. Oh my god, double. This is the second shot that doesn't penetrate. Oh yeah, alright. That's the G. That's GG. Oh my god. You could even take that with the... Oh no, you can't. It's 3%. Oh my god. What's... Okay. That's weird. I thought it would have destroyed it. Okay, so airborne troops were actually able to finish the squad. He's going again. GG. I guess the game is over, guys. I don't think... Yeah. I don't think there's a way for him to come back. Hope for a rematch. I would say that Zero had a pretty slow start, but then he came back magnificently, and he was able to like build a very solid combined arms made of riflemen, captain, lieutenant, HMGs, AT guns, airborne troops, pathfinders. So he built a lot of different kind of squads and used them in a like good way. I think Makros had a very good advantage. He should have tried to capitalize on that more. Maybe he just tried to go too quickly to the units that he thought would have allowed him to win. That's like a common mistake that a lot of players do. It's like gaining an advantage is not always an advantage, because then you have to manage this advantage and actually use that to snowball the game. So that said, the replay is over. I think that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope my English has improved a little bit from 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't speak English as often as I used to, but that should hopefully change soon. And see you next time, since next video should also be an English replay review. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's free after all. I leave in the description of the video the replays. You can download it and check it yourself, or honor it if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the replay. And also I will link the player cards taken off from COH2.org of bot players. That's it. See you next time. Bye bye.